whack off somebody. You know, I was told that for graduation exercises, the greatest thing they could do was to break into a general or an admiral's wife's house and steal some things, you know, personal items. And all of my underwear disappeared, my lingerie, my teddies. And the funny thing is that I don't know whether it was Michael O'Boyle doing it because he was, from 1991 to 1993, Michael O'Boyle was 3 miles away from my husband. He was at his graduation exercise. He was very close to my husband. And yet he was just down the road, and I started questioning my husband about, you know, what is this about you and Michael? What's going on? Well, Michael was there, and my husband never told me he was there, and he saw him all the time. And I'm looking back at when my teddies disappeared, but all this time, now Michael he and his first wife had divorced, that's okay, but he had an affair with a woman and a child, a secretary. So he was having an affair with a woman. I mean, Michael is both ways, you know what I mean? But in order to get into the system, he sort of did it with my husband. He was my husband's friend, younger friend. And that started when he was in the 7th Fleet under Krulak and Buell in intelligence on the ship. But Michael, there he was at Little Creek, my husband's best friend. He never invited him over, but he saw him. So I don't know if you can guess what that means. The teams, the biological electronic warfare school that after my husband left FMF Lant, he went to the school. It was a kind of a code word for going out and sending platoons to kill people in Vietnam. SOG is Special Operations Group. Special Operations, S-O-S-S, OSS, Secret Service, SS, Nazi, Spetsnaz, the German stormtroopers. They all, if you know anything about the German High Command, it's the Brotherhood. It's called, they are connected with the Opus Dei, which is an Italian kind of a business group that works within the Vatican. I'm told that, and I like the Pope, I think he's a wonderful guy, but I'm told that he was involved with that during World War II. That the guy who was the Pope before was murdered so that he could get in. SEAL Team 6, right, the red team. The Ghetto was the captain of that team, and his wife and I had wonderful conversation. She's scared. She's frightened. Most of these women are scared to death because they're warned. They know what happened to Sue Griggs. Some of them have to go out of their house. Some of them won't even talk in the office in which they work. They've had men come by their houses. They've had their papers stolen. Yeah, oh sure, and they know that. But we talk anyway, and you're talking about some really brave women here. And when I talked to, there were a couple of colonels' wives, and before I went public, you know, they were talking to me, except for Carolyn Millis she turned just like that. She was the one whose house I was in when I told about the go-go dancers in the officers club and me taking the picture and thinking about writing the letter to the wives, and she said, "Oh, you can't do that. You'll ruin George's career." In other words, Carolyn has really bought into the system, and she's very pretty, and she's very influential with the wives group, but she'll turn on you in a second. It really hurt me, because, you know, I kind of depended on her and Charlotte Moore when I went public, when I started telling people what I knew little bit by little bit just to get my courage. And then when I finally went to visit Sarah McClendon, it was like, you see, I told you. I mean, Sarah McClendon called my house And they told her it was an army base. I mean, it was a military base, and that the Griggses didn't live there anymore. Ha, ha, ha. See this paper? You know, then I was totally shut off. But until that point, I went in to see Peggy Sheehan. You know, we had tea and food, and he was the head of NATO SACLANT. And his wife, Peggy, said, just, Kay, this is so strange. She said, just leave a note on your refrigerator. In other words, he's coming in the house. They're coming in the house. It'll get to George. This is SOP, standard operating procedure. Get used to it. Used to being battered. Use your husband. If you, then, you know, that's just the way it is. It's cold calculating, and yet so un-American. I know what Americans like because everybody in my family were, you know, World War II. My brother was a briefer for the SACLANT staff, to be a medical doctor. You know, I mean, this is not, was like a, maybe a 2,000-piece puzzle. I know enough. It's like a puzzle for a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old with 6 pieces. It's so easy to see. And everybody who talks to me sees it the same way. I'm sort of an interpreter. I kind of give a lot of the wives hope, and the guys too, who are already out and scared, and you know, and they say, hey, well, this little woman, she's a real feisty, you know what? And I don't know whether they're going to kill her, what they're going to do, and they say, aren't you afraid? And I say, yes. I mean, I've had death threats, and I mean, it's been hell. But truth and light and what these other women are going through, the hell they're going through, being put through hell because their husbands are cowards and bullies. I mean, people who dress up in black, who hide behind trees, who shoot people from behind, who break into houses and steal their papers. This is in the Constitution. You don't break into someone's home. You don't steal their papers. You don't try to destroy the core that God has given them when they're born. Mothers have sons, and their sons are 18 years old, and they were telling them, join the Marine Corps to be a man? It's not a man. It's not a man who does this. It's a pervert. That's why they're not joining up anymore. That's why they're not signing up. They're having problems with retention because the mothers are finding out. McVeigh's mothers talked. Unabomber's mothers and brothers have talked, you know. Guys like Colonel Ron Ray is talking, who was Timothy, what's his the new boy who refused to wear the UN uniform?
Oh, Michael New.
Michael New?
Yeah.
These are the heroes. Michael New is the MacArthur. Randy Hebert is the future Patton. These are the leaders. These are the Americans, and there are a lot of them. There are hundreds of thousands of them. And just like in the days of Jesus Christ, these modern-day Sadducees and Pharisees are saying, oh, we're going to kill Jesus. We're going to get rid of MacArthur. We're going to get rid of Patton. We're going to get rid of New. We're going to get rid of Colonel Sabo, murdered him. We're going to get rid of these guys one by hey, but everyone, this is physics, everyone, like Sue Griggs that's murdered, Sabo who's murdered, the wives who are murdered, Ron Brown, there are 100 people who spring up and say, now you got me to worry about. This is why these guys have got little places hidden all over the place. They're training all the guys to just say, oh, well, the American citizens are bad. But the guys they're training are also going to wake up to what's going on. It's Caspar Weinberger. It's Henry Kissinger. I mean, Nicholas Walt Whitman Rostow. Eugene Debs Rostow. What's going on here? These guys aren't even born in America. What's happening here? They're training mercenaries now to run, flip around, we'll kill on an order. Not killing because people are breaking into our homes, not killing because they're bad, but just we want to control this country. That's what George told me. It's political. The military, the Marine Corps is a political arm of a group that wants to run everything, control the drugs, sell the weapons, keep the weapons flow going. And this isn't what guys are going to sign up to do. Their heart's not in it. They're not going to even do it for the money. They'd rather die than have hit squads come after them, collection groups from Great Lakes. They have a group of Marines who goes out and collects guys who have gone to their psychiatrist and they're a little bit talking too much. They get rid of them. But they're not told why. They're just told they're enemies or they've done bad things. So they don't, it's kind of like they don't, so they won't have any guilt and culpability. They make it cold. Just get rid of this guy, okay? Okay. Get a promotion, get a new car, get some stock. After my husband did what he did in Beirut, I found these stubs. He got all this stock. AT&T, major stock, just thousands of dollars worth of stock. And it was from a company that was like a quasi-government company, all on a sheet of paper. And, of course, it was big time stock. And that's how he was paid off. Stock. For doing criminal activities, selling weapons, going through Tel Aviv, the bank in Rome, selling the weapons illegally. The Israeli agents are the middlemen. And all the money's going to Israel. It really is the truth. Mm-hmm. The money, not just the money that is given to them free and clear, mm-hmm. but all the black budget money that Meyer Lansky's group started back in the 40s has been growing and growing and growing. It's like a pyramid scheme. And the Jesuits, I've been told, are really controlled by this group now. No, I think he was farmed. He was, but see, Ali was involved in Vietnam with the JAGs, covering up a lot of the stuff that was going on. He was involved with a major case where there was a Marine, George told me about this. See, George was involved with a lot of the cover-ups of Marines who went crazy. Like, remember this, A Few Good Men, was it A Few Good Men? It was a movie about a Marine colonel. They murdered a guy from, Jack Nicholson played the colonel in this movie. You remember?
Trial.
Yes.
And
George was the chief of staff who tried to cover this up. My husband.
The true story.
The true story. My husband was the guy who was covering this up. They were so arrogant. And it was the woman who was the JAG who got this thing going. It was not the Navy JAG, because he was going to cover it up. He was just a loose kind of guy. And if he had been the JAG, then it wouldn't have been prosecuted. But it was a woman who was working with him, because she was a woman, who got these other guys off. They were targeting these other guys. They would have put him in jail just for a little bit and, let him out. But the point is, this guy was murdered. And the colonel laughed it off. It was down there in Guantanamo Bay. And George was the chief it was Al Gray. Al Gray. That was, just that one alone. And Lone Tree, they were involved with that. You see, oh, it's just so sick. I mean, they are so easy.